New Orleans Living is brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Louisiana.
Good evening, New Orleans. I'm Maria Muro, publisher of New Orleans Living magazine, and your host tonight. We have a lot to cover, so sit back, relax, get inspired, and let's enjoy the show. All right, so tonight we have a lot going on. We feature a fantastic couples life coach. Yes, you heard it right here. Then we're going to learn about Italy's favorite pastime to some pretty amazing women who are going to fill us in about a festival coming up this weekend. So now let's get started. All right. No one ever said that marriage or relationships are easy, but my guest works with couples as a couples life coach, and she's here to give us the scoop and maybe some really good tips on creating better relationships. Cindy, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having me, Maria.
Absolutely. Well, Cindy, you know, when I learned about you and your practice and how you work with couples, you know, I've been in relationships, some of them successfully, some of them unsuccessfully. I was really excited because I think that a lot of people, all of us go through relationship issues, and a lot of people really don't talk about it. Is that something that you see as to why couples come to you?
Absolutely. There's a stigma about coming to couples therapy, which
Okay.
is why I do more life coaching. And people don't like to talk about their issues with other couples.
Right, right. Okay, so now let's talk about your practice, okay, and your philosophy and how you work with couples.
Okay, so I mostly see couples. I
Okay.
see individuals as well.
Okay.
The difference with individuals is you see one side of the street. When I have a couple come in, I'm really treating the space in between those two people. I'm not on one side or the other. It's 50-50. So my practice is mostly couples. I'm trained in Imago relationship therapy.
Okay, what is Imago?
Imago is based on the book Getting the Love You Want by Dr. Harville Hendricks. And Imago means idealized image of a partner. So in our minds, we have an idealized image. We pick that partner, and then we get mad at our partner because they're not meeting all our needs,
Wow.
when in fact, it's replicating our childhood. So it's a little bit complex. So I do either sessions in my office,
Okay.
I do intensives at my home,
Okay.
and I do a workshop once a quarter, which is a 2-day intensive.
Okay.
Usually a small group of couples, and it's just lots of fun. The purpose is to help you recreate why you fell in love and
I
really
love
have a connection with your partner.
Okay, well, Cindy, I'm so glad you brought that up because you see, when people think therapy, there's a lot of it just sounds negative to
Right.
me. Okay, it's like, oh, that couple's we're in therapy. It seems
Right.
negative. So when I learned about you and the fact that you call it couples life coaching, I was like, that's my kind of,
Right.
I guess, philosophy or what I want to be a part of.
Right.
You know, I don't want to be a part of therapy. I want to be a part of a journey and
Right.
creating the best life possible.
Correct.
Even if I'm sure you have couples that come to you and maybe they don't work out, and that's okay, right?
Absolutely. Sometimes they come and that's the answer they get. They get clarity.
Oh, I love
but
that.
most of a relationship is communication. And where do we learn those skills? It's not a high school course.
Right.
It's not a college course. We learn it in life, and we mostly learn it from our families of origin. We learned how to relate and be close and defend ourselves
Right.
as a child. And while it worked for us in childhood because it helped us survive, it doesn't always work so well with our partners. It's
Absolutely.
not quite as welcome.
And also, if you have two couples, who come together and culturally they're very different,
Correct.
when you talked about the communication, for example, I come from a very large Italian family.
Right.
My parents weren't very affectionate in terms of verbally,
Right.
but yet we showed our affection physically. We're huggers, we kiss,
Right.
and food. Food was affection.
Right.
And then, you meet some other families where they're very verbal. They say, I love you. We didn't grow up saying I love you to our parents.
Right.
Okay, but we knew they loved us and vice versa. So is that what you do? You teach, I guess, couples how to communicate to each other?
Yes, it's how to communicate to each other, and it's how to have a certain dialogue.
Okay.
It's really listening, Maria. It's not about talking. It's really about listening and how to hear where your partner is. Like, I'm on this side of the bridge, my partner is here.
Okay.
If I want to hear what he has to say, I can't really hear it from where I am in Cindyland. I have to go across the bridge to Bobland. I really need to say, what's it like to be you? And keep my reactivity down while I'm listening to him. That's why couples go around and around.
Okay.
And when you were talking about the different upbringings, there's also different love language. You know, for my partner, it may be time and physical attention.
Okay.
For me, it may be more, you know, gifts and flowers.
Right.
So it's really learning what is your love language, what is your partner's love language, because you want to give it in the language that your partner can hear.
Wow. Oh, Cindy, this is amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so now tell me, okay, so you have the workshop as an option, but then let's say couples who, you know, who are watching the show tonight and want to come and meet with you, is it something that they do with you weekly? How does that work?
It depends on their schedule. It
Okay.
depends on my schedule. And, you know, New Orleans, some people are offshore for a month.
Okay.
So I work it for the couple. However it works, I do early morning, I do lunch, I do a couple of late evenings, and I sometimes do a Saturday. But it depends how the couple wants to work, and it depends on the crisis level.
Okay.
If there's been an affair or there's been a major injury, you absolutely want to be in that office every week.
Okay.
You know, if you're just coming in to enhance the relationship,
Okay.
that never happens.
Okay. Okay.
Then you can be more lackadaisical about it.
Okay.
I always give homework in between.
Oh, wow.
So they have a chance. I mean, it's dialogue.
Okay.
It's talking to each
So
other.
what kind of homework? Give me the scoop on that when you say homework.
She'd really like you to be home from work at 6 o'clock, two nights
Okay.
a week. Is that doable?
Got it.
He'd really like you to get up by 9 a.m. and have the kids ready so he
Okay.
can get out the door.
Sure.
Does that work for you?
Okay. Wow. I love this.
So
okay.
it's behavioral.
Okay, so it's behavioral as well, and it's also about, I guess, you know, when we talk about healthcare, and you know, on my other show, I deal with a lot of physicians, and you know, we're all about prevention, how to stay
Right.
healthy, you know. And when I learned about you, I said this is going to be such a great topic because I think there is prevention when it comes to relationships.
Right.
How can we prevent from going down this path? You have to recognize that you have a problem first, and then get the right tools.
Correct. And I would love it if couples came in right when they got in relationship. But that may be a little too scary for some
Okay,
people.
okay.
But learn the tools. What you
Right.
learn in the workshop and the couple sessions are tools. You want those tools because the first 6 months
Okay.
chemically is bliss.
Okay.
You're gonna not have a lot of problems.
All right.
It's gonna be like really dynamic, and you want to touch your partner all the time, and you want to do all the same
Right.
things.
It's fun. The
You
butterflies.
think you're one.
Right.
And all of a sudden, month 7, you wake up and go, I don't like that when you do that. I think that's kind of annoying.
Okay.
You didn't tell me that. I'm disillusioned.
Right.
That's when you need those tools.
Got it. And so what would you say, you know, is the number one reason couples come to you? Like what are the biggest issues you see in relationships these
The
days?
biggest issues is lack of communication, too much fighting in communication, affairs,
Okay.
alcohol, and the really worst one that comes in my office, Maria, is the couple that is just dead. They
Wow.
come in and they have nothing to say to each other. There is no
Wow.
energy in the room. They came in way too late, and they're really just waiting for one or another to say, I really
I'm
want
out.
a divorce.
Right. And a lot of times you hear a lot of couples who, you know, seem like they didn't have, we all know that couple, the couple that just seems so perfect, they never argued, and then 20 years of marriage and they decide to get a divorce, and you're like, what happened? But then you have these other couples who do bicker, but at least, like, my parents have been married for 63 years and they never stop bickering, but that's their own way of communicating.
At least there's passion.
Yeah, oh, there's
right?
definitely passion. Big fat Italian family, very passionate.
Right.
Okay, so Cindy, you know, in terms of again, you know, it's therapy, but it's life coaching. How does someone, you know, reach out to you? Do we call? Do we make an appointment? How does this work?
All the information's on my website, doc4relationships.com, doc4relationships, and my website is there, and email and telephone, and just set up an appointment, or, you know,
That's
ask me
wonderful.
when the next workshop is.
Right, and you don't have to it doesn't have to be a long-term commitment. They can just try it out. Guys, I'm going. I have a lot to learn. Let me
Absolutely,
tell you. We all have a
absolutely.
lot to learn.
And there's
in
always
life.
a dragger and a draggee.
Okay.
Like both partners don't come in and say,
Sure.
oh, I'm so glad we're here.
Right.
One of them is usually like,
Right.
But it doesn't matter.
Right.
Once you get to the office, you realize that that's a safe place to
Sure.
really have your conversations.
Absolutely.
And couples have conversations that go 10 years back. It's under the surface.
Okay.
Have the conversation, get it out. That's that couple that gets divorced in 20 years
Okay.
and nobody knows why.
Right,
They never
absolutely.
had conversations.
Okay. And my last question, if, like, for example, I have a lot of fabulous single friends and all of us have been in different relationships, and can somebody see you, to even as an individual, even if they're not?
Absolutely.
Because I think
Absolutely.
I'd rather learn now before getting into a relationship as to maybe what are some of the things that I'm doing wrong or that I can improve on, right?
And what were your repetitive patterns?
Right.
We usually pick the same partner, different hair color,
Okay.
different name, but we pick the same issues that we need to work through.
Got it.
So, number one, there's a book called Keeping the Love You Find,
Right.
which is the version for singles.
Okay.
For couples, it's Getting the Love You Want. For singles, it's Keeping the Love You Find.
Okay.
And I do an eclectic mix of therapies.
Okay.
So it's
Wonderful.
not just, yes.
Well, guys, you heard it here. Her website is docforrelationships.com. Cindy, you are awesome. I look forward to seeing you again. And thanks so much for, just such for inspirational work that you do, for
you so
couples
much.
in New Orleans. Thank you so much.
Take good care.
All right, we're going to take a quick break and we're going to be right back.
You're watching WLAE, New Orleans Public Television. Find us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
All right, welcome back. Are you ready to learn about bocce? That's right. Bocce, it's kind of like bowling, but not really. And it really became very, very popular, obviously, with Italian immigrants at the turn of the 20th century. And today, bocce is played here in New Orleans, and I have my very good friend, TJ. TJ, always good to see you.
Hey, Maria, thanks for having me on.
I love your Italian look. TJ Stranova, a really great New Orleans Italian right here. So, okay, we don't have a lot of time to talk about a great sport, but for people who don't know what bocce is, what is it?
Basically, it was like you said, it's very close to bowling. But yeah, bowling is kind of evolved from bocce, but very simple game. So you have a Polino. It's also called a couple other names depending on where you're from. But you basically throw the Polino down on a court or in the grass, and you use a larger ball called a bocce. And the goal is to get your bocce balls closer to the Polino. Over the other team that you're playing. So very simple game. A lot of there's a lot of shuffleboards come from that. A lot of any gay horseshoes, kind of very similar.
I love
game.
it.
So
well, look, TJ, as you know, I'm Italian as well, and our families all know each other, and it's something that we did. It was very social at the same time.
Right.
They get competitive though, these Italians.
Terrible.
Okay, and so it just became something a great way for families to have a good time together. And so tell me, I know bocce's been around for a long time, but let's talk about bocce and your involvement with the New Orleans, the Italian Bocce Club here?
The Italian American Bocce Club.
Yep.
So it's been we've been around for a long time. It started really with Italian immigrants and first and people right off the boat.
Sure.
And I started playing basically in the 50s and 60s at various parks and people's backyards. In the 60s, they actually pulled their money and they bought this the first Italian American Bocce Club, which was on Palmyra Drive in Mid-City. So they were there for about 20 years, and then in the early 90s, we purchased a indoor facility over on Severn, 2340 Severn Avenue, kind of near Archbishop Rummel High School.
Okay.
And we have this fantastic facility. It's got 3 indoor courts. Of course, it's air conditioned. We have a bar. We've got a kitchen. We have a banquet space. We have an upstairs.
I've been, guys, and it's a great space and a lot of fun and a lot of good people. Okay, so for somebody who's never played bocce, so what do? I mean, do they call? Can they just pop in? What are the hours like if somebody wants to try it out?
Well, right now we are kind of in our summer mode. So we're open on Wednesdays. We do our league nights on most Wednesdays, but the last Wednesday of every month we have open bocce where anybody can come in, pay $5 for the night, learn how
that's
to play.
it, $5?
$5, yeah, $5
and you can have a great time.
Absolutely, listen to good Italian music.
This is awesome.
bocce's a game you can play with a beer in your hand.
Sure,
It's,
absolutely.
and we have members that are anywhere from 25 to 85 and above.
That's
so
wonderful.
It's a great group of people too.
Okay, so TJ, you became the president because I know that unfortunately, a lot of sports like a bocce or facilities like that who've been around since the 60s, the younger generation just doesn't really get the exposure to to continue perhaps in a fun cultural activity that maybe their parents did.
Right.
And I know that your bocce club was suffering in terms of again, how do you attract new members?
Yeah, absolutely.
And then you came along and infused a lot of new life into it. So tell me what we have to look forward to and what your goals are with the bocce club.
Well, really, we are struggling to stay open at this point. We're kind of we're in a generational shift.
Yes.
So before the storm, for example, we had about 70, 75 really active members.
Okay.
Many people did not come back. Those that did are getting old and no longer
Sure.
playing. So we're trying to get the younger generation in and involved in bocce because it's a fun, it's a
definitely
hip
fun.
sport.
Yes,
it
it
really
is.
It is. It's one of those things that has a lot of history behind it. So we're looking for people to come in and be involved. In the fall we do run leagues both on Wednesdays and Thursdays. We
Okay.
hope to open up on other days too. So
Sure.
we have a website, www.nolabocce.com. We are
Okay.
also on Facebook. That's where we list all of our upcoming events when we're open. We even rent the bocce club if people want to come in and
Okay.
rent the bocce club. It's got a bar, it's got banquet facilities, it's got a kitchen.
It's
and
a
of
great
course,
space.
yes,
It's got
it's great
parking.
space,
It's a great
parking, yes,
neighborhood.
absolutely.
I just want everybody to know that I've seen TJ work very hard to to preserve this wonderful. Again, I like to say it's a cultural activity for all of New Orleans to experience. And if you've never tried bocce, please do. It's a lot of fun. And TJ's always there. So tell him hey, now he's your friend, him. But again, TJ, I'm very proud of what you're doing for the Italian American Bocce Club in New Orleans. You work very hard, and I know that the community will support your efforts. And I think we all need to come together because we lose these type of establishments. It's just $5. Just go play. $5 or
absolutely.
become a member. You can talk to TJ about all that good stuff. So we're gonna have this summer again, just to recap. So you're doing Wednesday nights this summer.
Yeah, we're always open on Wednesdays. We're doing league nights most Wednesdays. The last Wednesday we always have open bocce. We'll probably open up other Thursdays, maybe other days.
Okay.
Check the website, check Facebook.
Sure.
That's where we list everything.
Excellent.
And any support that can come from the community because we've been around for a long time. It's
Yes.
part of the New Orleans fabric, and if we close our doors, something like this is not going to come back again.
Right.
So it's
I agree
even if you're
with
not
you.
Italian, come by, play a great game.
Hey,
have a few
exactly.
beers,
But you know what?
so.
Everybody can be Italian for one night. Just
Absolutely.
experience it and have a good time. TJ, thank you so much
Hey,
for
Maria,
being here. I
thank you.
really appreciate it. Guys, please support the Italian American Bocce Club. Go talk to TJ. Get involved. It's wonderful for our community and the rich Italian history of New Orleans as well. We're going to be right back.
Hi, I'm Julie Fortenberry, registered dietitian with Live Well Louisiana, and today we're at our local Winn-Dixie talking about how we can shop on budget. As consumers, most people are watching their waistline as well as their wallet, but it's important not to sacrifice your health just to save a few dollars. Here's a few tips to help you stay on budget. Be sure to plan ahead. Check your weekly grocery ads and see what's on sale. Make a list of what you need and be sure to stick with it when you're at the store. The produce section is a very important part of the store, but it's often expensive. Shop in season and be sure to take advantage of the sales. Also, do your own prep work. Buy the salad that you can chop yourself instead of buying the packaged kind, or the celery that you simply wash and cut yourself versus letting them do it for you. It's going to be cheaper that way. Another expensive part of the store is the meat department, but it's very important that we eat our protein. Again, take advantage of those sales. Buy one, get one free means you can freeze them for later. And again, do the work. Pull your own skin off that chicken, and that way you're saving some money. Remember, to save money, stick to your list, shop on sale, and don't shop hungry. For Live Well Louisiana, I'm Julie Fortenberry.
All right, welcome back. Festigals is a nonprofit organization dedicated to connecting, educating, and inspiring women through seminars and events that empower and they showcase the culture of New Orleans. I'm just going to get right to it because we have a lot to talk about. Diane, So good to see you as always.
Maria, it's such a pleasure
I
to
know.
see you.
I don't want to talk about the event. I want you to talk about the event. First of all, amazing. You know, for people who haven't been to Festigals, what is it and why did you form Festigals?
Well, I looked around 5 years after the storm, and we had all survived, and we were ready to come back. And I felt, well, you know, there's an event for everyone but women, and we really are the activists. We're the people who make things happen, and we're sort of the glue that brought our city back.
Absolutely.
And so I said, we need a weekend just to celebrate women. So it came about because of that, and then as it has grown, it's 5 years old this year. We've added a professional and personal development day on Friday, which is just amazing. We actually have 24 events for the whole weekend. Wow. So there are about 75 women that buy the entire weekend because it's turnkey. They just have to show up, and it's all done. And so Thursday evening, we have a rooftop party for those ladies. Friday morning, we had this empowerment day, which I'm really excited. The first session is Ann Milling, Women of the Storm.
Oh, we love that.
Denise Thornton, Beacon of Hope, and LaToya Cantrell. All three women, we call it heels on the ground. They put on their high heels and they made it happen after Katrina. So that's a very powerful story. We have 9 other seminars that day. One is called Fearless and Fabulous and how to make yourself that and reinvent yourself. We have one on self-sabotage, which I think men and women do, but women tend to do it a lot.
Yes, we do.
We have one on cross-generational mentoring, which, oh my God, right now we all need. So it's a full day with lunch. The lunch speaker is Dana Steele. She's coming from Houston. She's called Rockstar, how to be a rock star in your career, success tips for daily living. At the end of that day, we have a book signing with all of those speakers. We also have a trip to SoFab where we're doing a great culinary experience. You know, we like to bring in every part of New Orleans.
Absolutely.
The food, the music, the culture, the friendliness of all the women in the city.
The amazing women, yes.
We also have a sip-in shop that day, and I brought this chocolate shoe to show
So what
you.
is this? Okay. Guys, this is chocolate. I don't know if we can get a really good shot of this, but look how beautiful this is. A chocolate shoe. So tell me about this company, Mini Chocolates.
Mini Chocolates, 2 fabulous women that we have known for a couple of years. They were actually at the YS function the other day. They make homemade chocolate, and they created this wonderful shoe for us. And actually, they created many for us. But this one is my favorite, and they are 2 women entrepreneurs that started making chocolate. One markets, one cooks. I love it. So Festigals Sip and Shop, if you have not registered, you can still register right now by going to our website. There's a phone number on there as well. You can just call us, give us your credit card. Everything is available on at individual prices.
Okay, that's right. So if you can't do the whole weekend, you can come in for the day or a seminar. So guys,
or just come shopping.
Info's all there, or just come shopping.
Just come shopping. We have 40 vendors. And Minnie will be there selling her chocolates along with a lot of other one-of-a-kind crafts, you know, and one-of-a-kind unusual things. And that's all at the JW Marriott this year. So then the next morning we have Ochsner Baptist talking about your girls. So that'll be a great health and wellness. And I know, Maria, you're very focused on health and wellness.
Yes, I am.
You're so amazing. Anyway, then we have our Bloody Mary reception, which is sponsored by Crystal Hot Sauce. Following that, we have the Bodacious Bras for a Cause. And speaking of Bodacious Bras.
This is amazing. I know this. Okay, so tell me about the artist who made this beautiful piece.
Her name is Christine Larson, and she is a fabulous artist, and this is called Boobalicious. I think it would be fabulous in any doctor's office. You can actually call us right now at 504-524-1227 after hours. You'll get a voicemail, but we will call you back tomorrow. And tell us you want to bid on this. And then during the auction, which is from noon to 2 on Saturday, we will call you and get your bid. And Maria's going to be a tough contender. She's already decided she wants it.
I'm bidding on this. Right after we're done with this show, I'm on the phone. So Diane, so if you want to outbid me, let's go. I challenge you. It's for a good cause.
Oh my gosh, 100% of the auction for the bras as well as the art goes to CAGNO, which is Cancer Association of Greater New Orleans. And that is an organization that serves 13 parishes, so it's not just New Orleans. And they do good things like gas cards, prosthetics, medications for women. It's not research, it's actually boots on the ground.
Absolutely great people.
Then we have Restoration will also receive part of the funds from this. This year, our Bodacious Bras for a Cause is a bit different. We created a challenge. So we challenged women in the vicinity to raise money by creating a bra, then sending letters to all their friends and saying, donate to my cause. One private school, I love this. You know, Catholic girls' schools, we all like to dress. What is it called? Free Dress Day. So they all donated $1 to that bra to get a free dress day. They raised $800.
That's wonderful.
So with the Bodacious Bra Challenge, which closed 2 weeks ago, we have 3 top winners, and they are available at the Festigals website. But they will be auctioned off at the luncheon. We have a little tease. We might have some dancing guys, not the ones you think up here. Some new things coming out, and the Bodacious Bras for a Cause luncheon. You want to wear pink and fun and cute shoes like that. It's a really fun event. Finishing that day, we have the stiletto stroll, which is everybody's favorite. You know, we're going to have about
I think we have a picture of the stiletto stroll, so let's definitely show that picture. Okay, tell me about that.
We have about 400 women. We have 10 or 12 of those women dancing groups.
Wow.
The Organ Grinders, the Colossus, you know, she makes those bikes you ride.
Yes,
oh my
those
God.
are awesome.
She's got a new one. It's something to do with a fish. I won't reveal. But it's down Historic Canal Street this year. We're ending at a party at Harris, which goes on until midnight.
Amazing.
Amazing, fun, good event for women of all ages. Get out. You can wear a bra, you can wear funny hats, you can wear blinking, whatever you want to do.
Whatever you want.
Just get out. And second line, you know, lots of women, unless you belong to a crew or you have in a second line group, you cannot be part of a second line. Maybe at a wedding.
Oh, I know. It gets a little complicated, and it's very political as well. But Diane, we have to wrap up. Look.
Yes.
People can still buy tickets.
Absolutely.
Festigals.org. Go buy your ticket and call in if you want to bid on that.
504-524-1227 or go to festigals.org and there's a number there to call. We will return your call and get you in the bid. Sunday mornings, a brunch at Muriel's with Vatican Loki doing Cabernet Sauvignon. So it should be loads of fun.
Well, everything you do is amazing, Diane. Stay right there because it's time to end the show. I just want to say thanks for watching. I'm Maria Muro. We'll see you next time for more upbeat, passionate, and inspirational living on New Orleans Living. This is awesome. Isn't it great? I know.
New Orleans Living is brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Louisiana,